In this clip, I'll show how permissions and access can be customised for each individual eSystem user. As the administrator, I'll be setting up all our staff as eSystem users. Here's an author I've set up. As well as setting up the name, login and organisation details, I can pick a group to set the permissions automatically. Staff roles and permissions will vary. Administrators have permissions for all tasks, whereas markers have very limited permissions. This is a question author who will just be writing questions in the eSystem. The Permissions tab displays the inherited permissions, shown in this column as blue. I could override these permissions and allow a new task by clicking here, or deny a task, depending on the exact role of the staff member. As a default, this author can do just a few question-related tasks. They can't do anything related to candidates, or exams, or anything else. For this author, I'll also make sure that they're writing questions into one bank that I've set up for new questions. They're denied access to all the existing banks, apart from the sample training bank. When this author signs into the eSystem, they'll only see the functions and features they've been permitted to see. From banks, they will see just the sample training bank. They can't access questions from any other bank. From the Questions tab, they can see all the questions in their bank and create new questions by picking from this list. For existing questions, they can open them, to edit them, and clone them. They can't do everything. For example, they can't delete questions or change which bank they belong to. As administrator, I've set up another user as an exam marker. This marker will be using the eSystem to mark short answer questions, so I set their group as exam marker. Their permissions are very limited. I can override them in here. If this marker needed to do something else, like moderate, if their role changed, I could switch that on in here. But as a default, they're denied all permissions except for exams. The marking permission is switched on. The next thing we need to do for this marker is attach them to the exam I want them to mark. In exams, I can see that this exam has been taken and is ready to be marked. When we go into the exam, we can see the status, and scrolling down to settings, I can decide which markers are marking the questions and what they can do, as well as what's displayed. And here we can see that I've already attached my marker to this exam. So this user only has permission to mark, and they're only allowed to mark this one exam. When they sign in, they only see exams here at the top. They're allowed to select the exam they're attached to, and they can mark the short answer questions they're allowed to mark, or review the marks allocated to very short answer questions. You can find other useful eSystem clips on our channel here.